Oukitel WP19 Review, 21,000 mAh battery monster. Let me ask you a question. How big do you think the current smartphone battery can be at maximum? 6,000? 10,000? Would you believe me if I tell you that there is already a phone with more than 20,000 mAh? That's right, it's not a user's DIY phone, but a new rugged phone launched by Oukitel. Super Battery Life Monster, WP19. We also received this monster not long ago. It doesn't have a lot of stuff in the box. A 33W charger with a Type-C port. A bunch of manuals and a pin. C-to-C charging cable. No case, but this phone doesn't need a case either. When I picked up the phone, oh my god, it was really too big and heavy. The weight of over 500 g and the thickness of nearly 3 centimeters makes it impossible to operate the phone with one hand. If you just look at the back and block the camera, you might not even be able to tell it's a phone. Such a thick thickness also has the advantage that the camera doesn't pop out, the entire back is almost flat, so thumbs up to that. And to prevent scratching of the lens, the camera module has raised corners at all 4 corners. It has a speaker at the bottom of the back, which is loud and not blocked by your hands. Even if you don't like the quality of its speakers, it does have a headphone jack. It has NFC support for Google Pay and a SIM card tray that supports TF cards and 2 SIM cards. The whole phone is made of metal and rubber. Because it's big and heavy. So even though it has IP68 and is drop-proof, you don't want to drop it on the wooden floor of your house. It's likely that the floor will get a hole in it. Whether it's a good design or not, everyone has an opinion. But at least when you answer the phone, everyone knows you're not to be messed with. Next up is the battery, which is your main focus. The WP19 has a superb 21,000 mAh battery. We'd love to do a battery drain test for you, but it's so big we can't really drain it, so we can only provide you with some reference information. 13.5 hours of 1080p online video consumes 27% of the battery. 0.4 hours of PUBG consumes 15%. We got the phone with 85% power, and it hadn't been used up by the time we finished uploading this video, which is quite a stunning battery life. There are also some official test data that you can refer to as well. We weren't able to drain it, so we couldn't do a charging speed test either. The good news is that the WP19 is a 33W charging power and can charge up to 80% in 3 hours. Most people who use a phone like this should plug it in before going to bed though, so as long as it can be fully charged overnight, charge speed isn't particularly important to it. Remember the C-to-C charging cable that came in the box? Because the WP19 supports reverse charging, it can really act as your power bank to charge other devices. That's why it comes with a charging cable that is as C-to-C not C-to-A. I have to say that the Oukitel is really thought this through. Of course, it doesn't have a high reverse charging power. Our USB power meter shows it supports 8W of PD charging. It might be difficult to be your daily use power bank, but using the WP19 only as an emergency power supply should be no problem. Not surprisingly, the Oukitel WP19 is powered by MTK's entry processor, the Alio G95, which is not very powerful but is very power efficient, and the WP19's long battery life is also a credit to the processor. I'll write its benchmark score on the screen so you can pause and check it out. Weak performance doesn't mean it can't play games at all. PUBG can runs at a steady 40 frames per second. And the 90 Hz refresh rate screen also makes you feel smoother during daily use. Yes, the water drop screen is otherwise no different from any other rugged phone, but the 90 Hz refresh rate is kind of a major selling point for it. Another selling point is Android 12, which is at least much better looking than Android 11 in terms of UI. Photography is not a part of the rugged phone's strength, so you can't expect the WP19's camera system to be very powerful. You can check the quality of the photos for yourself. We've reviewed a lot of rugged phones this year, and the WP19 is one of the few rugged phones we've been really impressed with. It's the first time I've seen a phone with such a large battery. Although I don't need such a phone in my daily life, there are definitely some users out there who won't be able to recharge their batteries for a long period of time. If you need a power bank that can make phone calls, this is the one you want.